Your productivity is not a product. We have reached a weird moment where even the act of staying organized has been turned into a monthly bill. Most of us are juggling half a dozen subscriptions just to keep our heads above water. Then something like super productivity shows up and breaks all the rules. It is a completely free tool. It is open source. It has 18,000 stars on the main hub for developers. That number is huge. It represents a massive group of people staging a digital protest against the status quo. This app does not want your email address. It does not want your credit card. It does not even want to know your name. You just download it and start working. You get the whole suite of features. We are talking task lists and time trackers. You get those classic timers to help you focus in short bursts. You get those visual boards where you drag cards from left to right. For anyone who builds things or does freelance work, this is an absolute goldmine. It plugs directly into your work environments. It pulls in your current tickets and logs automatically. For freelancers, the timesheet exports are a genuine lifesaver. No more manual entry. No more guessing how much time you spent on a project last Thursday. But there is a catch. There is always a catch. This app is built on a philosophy of absolute privacy. Your data lives on your machine. It stays right there. It never touches a corporate server unless you tell it to. Because the developer refuses to run a central system, the syncing process feels like a relic from the past. It is messy. It is clunky. You might try to sync with the cloud storage service and find that your data from last week has suddenly reappeared. The mobile app feels a bit like an afterthought compared to the desktop version. It lacks the polish. It lacks the convenient widgets. If you need to collaborate with a big team, this will not work for you. There is no way to assign a task to a colleague. It is a tool for the solo operator. The interface looks a bit dated too. It does not have those flashy animations that the big paid apps use to justify their high prices. But that is the trade-off. You are trading convenience for freedom. You are trading a slick look for the peace of mind that your data is not being scraped to train an algorithm. It is a rebellion against the cloud. If you can handle a little bit of technical friction, you get a powerhouse of a tool for $0. It is a fascinating look at what happens when a creator prioritizes principles over profit. You either accept the brittle nature of local software or you keep paying the subscription tax forever. For some of us, those rough edges are a small price to pay for genuine control over our digital lives. It is about taking back your desktop from the companies that want to rent it back to you. It is heavy, it is clunky, and it is absolutely brilliant for the right kind of person. It is what happens when someone refuses to compromise on data ownership. Sometimes those rough edges are just the price of having principles. You now have the full picture. This is for the person who wants to be in the driver's seat. It requires more effort. It requires you to manage your own setup. But in return, you get something that is truly yours. No one can turn it off. No one can raise the price on you. That is a rare thing today.